Think about it?
Yep.
Yes.
Please read.
The rhythm is sinus. Regular.
Regular. And
There is
then there is right.
PR interval. Normal.
Normal.
but QRS not normal.
Not normal. Prolonged.
Means
Intraventricular
intraventricular blockage.
Complete. Complete. What branch?
And the right
Bundle
branch
Yes, complete right bundle branch block. We see M-shaped complex V1, V2, V3, and wide deep S in the first, second standard lead in the left chest leads.
Professor, how about the, is it normal to have the depression of the
Where
ST?
depression? Of course, it's concordant disturbance of repolarization in the blocked complexes.
So it's
Or
not
not the
coronary
acute coronary syndrome?
No. Acute coronary syndrome is elevation of ST segment.
Ischemia?
Ischemia. It's or depression or elevation horizontal of ST segment. Acute coronary syndrome, it's horizontal elevation of ST segment. Ischemia subendocardial, it's depression, horizontal depression of ST segment. That's all. That's all. Here, discordant changes of repolarization phase due to block, complete block of branch. It's not, and we can't say about ischemia at all. Especially in patients with a complete left bundle branch block, it's impossible to say anything about myocardium. It's concealed on changes of myocardium inside when we have complete left bundle branch block. Так, here complete right bundle branch block. Everybody agree? Sinus. Is it sinus? Not sinus?
Not sinus.
Not sinus? Atrial fibrillation? Atrial Yes!
But ultraflutter
But
cannot
it's
have.
not that obvious.
Huh? It's obvious. Flutter.
No, it is obvious a flutter.
It's a flutter.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you want to ask?
The P wave.
Yeah, the P wave. So it's not.
It's no P wave. P wave excitation of
yeah,
atriums.
yeah, atrium,
Where P wave? Show me P wave.
Isn't this
It's not P
No.
wave. It's not P wave.
okay? Okay.
No compare where P wave. No compare. P QRST. P
Yeah,
QRST.
yeah.
Here a lot of waves. A
yeah.
lot of waves.
Oh, so
A
just
lot of waves.
okay. Okay, understood.
And here it's see in V1 we see waves again. A lot of waves. That's
Yes.
it's F waves.
Okay.
Big amplitude. Flutter. Flutter. So if we pay attention here, maybe so too slightly, nah? So tooth. It's atrial flutter.
Flutter, yeah.
Flutter. With here with regular conduction to ventricles. 1, 2, 3 wave of flutter, ventricle conduction.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 wave of flutter, ventricle.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 ventricle. Here regular with regular conduction to ventricles. Here with irregular conduction to ventricles. Here 1, 2 in 1 and ventricle. Flutter may be regular, maybe irregular. Atrial fibrillation always irregular. So it's atrial flutter. What about ventricles? We may say about atrials we can't say anything. We don't see P wave at all.
Yeah.
So we only may examine QRS complex and try to say something about ventricles, position of axis.
Position of
The
axis.
narrow, the QRS complex narrow, so no signs of interventricle conduction disturbance. The narrow complex of QRS, but we see deviation of the axis to the
Left.
R big and firstly
Yes.
deep as negative predominance of negative portion. It's maybe not too deep, but it's predominance and positive R wave. Deviation to the left. Why? Usually axis deviated to the left. More common. It's due to hypertrophy or left bundle branch block. Do you see here signs of left ventricle hypertrophy?
Yes.
Yes.
Deep S.
It's not deep.
Not deep. Okay, but then there's high R.
Not high.
Oh, this is
Do you remember the R waves of hypertrophy, very big amplitude? So if we summarize it with S and R waves, a call off the index, it should be 25 or more millimeters. Here we, So, no signs of left ventricle hypertrophy. But we see deviation of this is to the left. So it's maybe anterior hemiblock, block of anterior fascicle of left bundle branch, anterior hemiblock. And QRS complexes, they are в общем normal. They are narrow and any signs of enlargement of chambers. So atrial flutter, and anterior hemiblock. Anterior hemiblock. Here.
Sinus rhythm.
Here, PQRST. Regular, irregular.
Not regular.
Not regular. Here we see different distance between R waves. Да? Here more, here shorter, here again more. So what we may say about rhythm if it's not regular, why it's irregular, due to what it's irregular.
It's the block.
Block, where block? Where block? Why this RR interval longer than this one, and this shorter than this one, and posterior one? Due to what?
Ventricle deeper.
Why? Help your colleague, please. Why it's irregular? Why we see different distance between R waves in standard leads?
Extrasystal.
Yes, extrasystal. Here, premature contraction, premature complex, extrasystal appearance, premature appearance of QRS complex. If we compare complex of extrasystal with this complex and posterior, previous and posterior, they are the same. The same form, the same shape. So, and we see supraventricle extrasystal. Supraventricle extrasystal. And where are the main changes?
ST elevation.
Before ST elevation. You're lovely. ST elevation. You see elevation everywhere.
The axis elevation.
Axis deviation to the left, likely, but it's very difficult to say. Why? Because we see what in chest leads? What do we see in chest leads?
Deep,
A very dramatic situation. What do we see?
the S is very deep, deep, long.
Deep S. And then the elevation.
Coronary.
Again, elevation. Before elevation.
But deep S wave.
It's show me R wave. Where R wave?
Oh.
Yeah, where R wave?
R.
S if is after R wave. Q wave, then R wave, then S wave. If you said S wave, please show me R wave. S wave should be after R wave. Do you see R wave?
Here.
It says it's negative deflection. Where R? No. Where? What is it? Only in B6 and some deflection inside, negative deflection in B5. So it's what? If we see only negative deflection in cardiac cycles without R wave,
No, I will.
we speak about on every lesson. Soon will be exam. QS complex. Absence of R wave, only negative deflection. It's QS complex. What does it mean, appearance of QS complex?
Necrosis.
Necrosis, zone of necrosis. Infarction, a big zone of infarction. V1, V2, V3, V4. We see QS complexes, absence of R wave at all, and elevation of ST segment. It's an acute infarction. Acute transmural Q infarction through all the walls. Electrical negativity, necrosis, absence of R wave, absence of any electrical activity in this zone. Only negative deflection, absence of electrical activity. Necrosis in very big zone. Anterior septal zone, lateral slightly. So it's a acute myocardium infarction. Anterior Q infarction, anterior septal zone. Understand?
Yes.
Mm. Mm.
Sinus,
Mm-hmm.
regular, and left bundle branch block, and also left ventricular.
Firstly, about rhythm. Sinus, regular, PR interval. Normal or abnormal? Atrioventricular conduction, normal.
Normal.
Normal. 100 so we adopt. It's 200 milliseconds. It's a high normal level. Right? Here less. 176 milliseconds. So it's normal atrioventricular conduction, but QRS complex 176 milliseconds. Twice more than normal white time. So it's complete intraventricle, не heart block, intraventricle block, complete intraventricle block. What branch? Here, left bundle branch block complete. We see RSR complex is deformated in the left if we compare with the right block. Here in the right chest leads RSR complex, here in the left chest leads R wave in the first standard lead, wide deformate in the second, deep S in the third lead, and here deep S in the first and the second standard lead in the left chest leads. It's not so deep as in the left bundle branch block, but it's abnormal for left chest leads, such deep and wide S wave. So here complete left bundle branch block. Here right here left bundle branch block. Some leads, but it's enough to understand what's happened.
You can see the sinus rhythm, but bradycardia around 40, and then regular pattern, and then the PR interval is abnormal. Here we can see a big and here is small interval, and then the is every block, third degree.
What degree?
Complete block.
If we have complete block, why do you count PR interval, PQ interval? It's absent. Yes, you're right. It's complete heart block, third degree. By third degree, it means that any relationship between P and QRS complex. Why do you count this PR interval? It's absent. It's P, just the next P, I suppose, just, well, here, you see that. Inside QRS complex, here between, here closely to QRS complex, here after T wave, here between again appearance, here between QRS complex and T wave. So any relationship between P and QRS complex. So it's complete heart block, third degree heart block.
Oh, the rhythm is sinus. It's normal and it has ventricular extrasis.
It's irregular, right? It's
Yeah,
irregular.
irregular.
Sinus, it's
Sinus,
irregular.
Yeah, irregular sinus, and there's extrasystal.
Extrasystal, we see appearance of premature complexes,
Yeah.
the ventricle extrasystal. Here, after each second
Normal.
period, what normal?
Extrasystal normal complex.
The extrasystal
So it is
bigeminous, period of
bigeminous,
bigeminous, but here not bigeminous. That
This
here
is-
we
yeah.
see extrasystal complex, extrasystal, and two normal complexes. Then again,
Professor, how do we
extrasystal.
know it's monomorphic or polymorphic? Or
We compare extrasystal, if we compare this and this, they are the same form, shape, and polarity. So it's monomorphic from one pathological foci.
one?
So, and here also, if we compare, they are
Monomorphic.
the same.
So if it is not bigeminous here, then what should we call if?
No, if it's regular, normal extrasystal, normal extrasystal, regular, так сказать, it's bigeminous. If it's irregular, two complexes, one complex, and three complexes,
Just
we can't say
irregular.
just ventricle extrasystal, and that's all.
And if we compare the normal one, it is deviated to the left
Да, to the left.
because it is due to the hypertrophy.
Maybe slightly in V5, V6, not very deep S, да? We don't see
high
in
R.
but R wave in V5, V6 more than in V4.
Yeah.
Okay.